Yeah, hi guys, Peter back for yet another video. Today I just wanted to talk about five albums in particular. These might be albums I've loved for a long time or I've played recently as well, just basically five. I'm talking about my history. Five albums. These albums really I love and have got a bit of play recently as well, and sort of over the years have stuck with me, sort of thing. And yeah, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to basically sort of randomly talk about these albums. So the first one I want to talk about is Physical Graffiti, Led Zeppelin. Now, a lot of times I've said this could be my favorite Led Zeppelin album, this or Led Zeppelin 4. I usually go back between those two. This is a tour de force album. Many great tracks. The Rover, In the Light, Kashmir, 10 Years Gone, Houses of the Holy, Trampled Underfoot, and I have played it recently on vinyl and Spotify, and still love it to this day. Now, this came out in 1975. And it's sort of always stayed with me. I sort of always, if I don't play it for a while, I always end up going back to it. Now, that's what sort of I'm talking about in this video. It's things that, long-lasting albums that you sort of get in your head a bit. That's basically what I mean. And this is one of those albums. It sort of stays with you. It's not like it was released and then you played it and forgotten about after a while. No, not the case. This, as I said, it came out in 1975, Tour de Force album. It's an album where they had nearly enough for a double album, and so they went into the vault and got some old tracks out from previous sessions, mixed with new songs. So it's about half, I think, the rate of new songs at the time, and where they went back and got the older songs. Killer album, phenomenal album by them. Double album, which, considering it's a double album, it's even more of a great feat. An album I still love to this day, and I would put this in my top 10 albums of all time, I would say, by any band. Very high up, and that's how much I think of it. So that's one that has always stayed with me. And now I first heard it probably, it's a 1975 album. I probably, in my teens, around early 80s, 82, I first heard it, around there. So yeah, not on release date. I was probably too young, but early 80s, I probably got into it. But that's one that's really stayed with me. Great, fantastic album by the mighty Zeppelin. Next one I want to talk about is come to mind recently, considering Aussie's death. Now, I've played, as everyone has played, a lot of Aussie solo stuff, Aussie Sabbath material. This one is a very good album. I love this album, Master of Reality. Not a long album, 34 minutes, 8 tracks, and there's got 2 little instrumentals. But very thick, Tony Iommi, very thick riffing, very grungy, sort of, a lot of times slow riff, slow paced songs. And it sort of got into my head a lot recently. This is a 1971 album. I heard this around, because I never listened to Sabbath in the 70s or 80s. I really got into Sabbath later on, probably 2000, around 2000. So it's been with me, this album, for 20 to 25 years. And I've played albums of the Aussie era more than this one, but I sort of come back to this a lot for some reason, yeah. And I think it's one of their best. Great songs like Sweet Leaf, After Forever. It's a religious vibe to that one, if you read the lyrics. Sweet Leaf, obviously, substances. Yeah, you can. He's talking about the sweet leaf. You get it, Sweet Leaf. Children of the Grave. Yeah, great song. That'd probably be my favorite on there. A very good vocal from Aussie, very haunting, ballady sort of song, Solitude. And another phenomenal track, Into the Void, to finish things. And Lord of This World's a very underrated tune too, I find. Yeah, and so that's one, that's up there as one of my favourite Sabbath albums. Now, I've done an Aussie Sabbath ranking. I want to eventually do the whole catalogue, but I have most of their albums, but there's 2 or 3 albums I still haven't heard for the Tony Martin period. So I'd like to do the whole thing, actually. It should be good, but that is one that sort of stayed with me a lot recently and over the years. Master of Reality, Black Sabbath from 1971. Now, this one is in this band's discography. It's The Doors. It's not really well thought of. It has got a lot of big fans. I always loved it. It's a soft parade, a bit of orchestration in this album. So they went a bit down that route with awesome songs like Touch Me, Wishful Signal's amazing, with a great Jim vocal. Also, Tell All the People. I always love this album. I know there's a lot of people that don't think much of it. It's sort of down the bottom of their Doors list. But it'd be near the top of mine. And I've often said it's my favourite Doors album. But I will revisit a Doors ranking at a later date, which I've done one before, but I have to really update that. But The Soft Parade has always stuck with me. I mean, it's a 1969 album. I heard it first, my history with it, I heard it first probably in 1985. Cassette tapes were, I had a sort of one of those ghetto blasters, those tape players with the radio and all that. And I bought a tape of The Soft Parade and I couldn't stop playing it. It was one of those, and I think I bought the debut on tape and a few vinyl albums. So I got into the Doors really, what was it, mid-80s? So I've been into them for quite a long time. But The Soft Parade is one of those, it's not a typical Doors album. It's got that orchestration and that feel to it, the strings and all that stuff. But it's felt right for me. I find it very well sequenced, well balanced, and just an album that I love, that not particularly every Doors fan will have up as their favourite album, but it's just me, it's just personal taste. So that's another one that sort of stayed with me, quite a lot. Okay. The fourth one I want to talk about is AC/DC, Power Rage. Now, this is 1978. I didn't hear this in 1978. First time I ever heard this was later on, probably 87, around there. I didn't have that immediately. I mean, I was a Back in Black guy, a Highway to Hell sort of person. And so I got that later on. I mean, I was into the early stuff, the TNTs, Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap and all that stuff. But this is one, it's considered by a lot of fans their favourite album. Now it's sort of been reevaluated, I guess. It stands in a lot of fans' minds as a pinnacle of the Bomb period, at least. And that's a good one. And it's got many songs that haven't been overplayed. You could say the Highway to Hell album's got quite a few songs. Back in Black, obviously. Let There Be Rock in a way. But this one, Rock and Roll Damnation, Sin City, these are not songs you would have heard on the radio a lot. It wasn't a huge seller at the time. It's sort of been reevaluated. A lot of people did like it at the time. I'm not saying that, but it's sort of, I always loved it, but it was never my favourite, but it was always up there. And that one is sort of had a very much a long life. It's something people still listen to, which is it's a killer album. It's a great slab of rock, you might say. And Bon is in full flight. And lyrically, it's could be Bon's greatest albums lyrically, I would say. It's fantastic. So that's that, 1978's Power Rage. Now, the last one I want to talk about is my favorite album by this band. Some people think have it as their favorite as well, but not everyone. Van Halen and its Fair Warning from 1981. There's something about this album, has a dark theme. It's not long. All the Roth Van Halen albums weren't real lengthy. They were like 31 minutes, 32, at the most 35 minutes. But it packs a punch. Mean Street with a killer opening guitar part and the riff comes in. One of my favourite Van Halen songs. Nearly my favourite. It's just a great track. Dirty Movies continues. Great song. Sinner Swing. Hear about it later. It's very much... it flies under the radar a bit. A lot of fans' favourite, but most go for the debut as their favourite. Some 1984, which is a great album. All the Roth albums are pretty good. Hear about it. Unchained, killer riff. The lyrics are a bit more streety. Streetwise lyrics. They're not. It's not that Van Halen party album which you get in the first albums. The lyrics are quite different. If you read the lyrics, it's not so much that. There's a little bit of that, but it's different. It's got a different vibe to it, and that's what I'll say. And it's got very different styles musically. Push comes to shove, that bass line. It's a very good Roth vocal. So this is Love, just pure pop rock. It's good. And an instrumental, Sunday Afternoon in the Park, and a short song to finish, One Foot Out the Door. This is a great album. I love Fair Warning. I think it is I would say it is my favourite Van Halen album out of their whole history in 1981. So there you go, guys. Just some thoughts on 5 albums that have sort of, the theme of the video is that have sort of over the years stuck with me, or I keep going back to, or fascinate me in some sort of way. And they're 5 of my favourite albums of all time. What do you think of these albums? Have you got any albums that like that? I know there's a lot that sort of stay with you, keep going back to, and all that sort of thing. Just get into your head a bit. And these albums are definitely on that, in the discussion if you're talking about that. So there you go. Comment, subscribe, and all those things, guys. I'll see you guys for another video. I plan to do more ranking albums, band discographies, because that in a way is my favorite type of video. I like all the videos I do, but that is a favorite of mine to do. But what do you think of these albums, and so on and so forth? And I'll see you guys for another one. Won't be too far away. Bye for now, guys. Bye.